Greetings, Manchester City fan. Today, we bring you fresh updates and analyses on the current state of our team and plans for the future. But first, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you won't miss any news about City. Let's dive into the latest stories and speculations that could shape the course of the season. Recently, Manchester City faced an unexpected challenge in the Champions League. Everything seemed under control. A 3-0 lead by the 75th minute, thanks to 2 goals from Erling Haaland and a precise deflection by Ilkay Gundogan. However, what seemed to be yet another comfortable win turned into a nightmare. Feyenoord managed to equalize with 3 late goals, leaving players, staff, and fans stunned. This result extended City's winless run to 6 matches. An alarming situation for a team that was recently viewed as nearly unbeatable. Pep Guardiola didn't hide his frustration. He pointed out that the first goal conceded stemmed from an individual error by Josko Gvardiol, whose misplaced pass allowed Anis Head Musa to seize the opportunity, dribble past Ederson, and score. Additional defensive mistakes paved the way for goals from Santiago Giménez and David Hanko, completing the historic draw. Guardiola vented, "The game was comfortable at 3-0. We were playing well, but then we conceded because we weren't stable. We are fragile at the moment and struggling to win matches." Interestingly, this marked the first time in over 900 matches managed by Guardiola that one of his teams failed to win after taking a 3-0 lead. This statistic underscores the tough period Manchester City is enduring. Moreover, this setback placed the team in an uncomfortable position in the Champions League standings. With just 8 points, City is far from the usual benchmark of 16 points needed for direct qualification. To secure their spot without relying on playoffs, the team must win their upcoming fixtures against Juventus, Paris Saint-Germain, and Club Brugge. Despite the challenging moment, the club's behind-the-scenes activities remain intense. The management is not sitting idle. On the contrary, plans are already in motion to strengthen the squad. One name gaining traction is that of Brazilian midfielder Bruno Guimarães, currently at Newcastle. Bruno has been one of the standout players in English football and has already caught the attention of Pep Guardiola. The Spanish coach admires the midfielder's playing style, which combines technique, intensity, and exceptional tactical intelligence. These attributes align perfectly with City's footballing philosophy. Although Bruno is considered an ideal signing, journalist Graham Bailey from TBR Football suggested that the club is planning to pursue him only in 2025, rather than the next transfer window. However, we know that in football things can change quickly, especially given Newcastle's current struggles. If Newcastle's results continue to decline, Bruno might reconsider his future, and City could be ready to seize the opportunity. His arrival would provide much-needed relief in midfield, especially considering the issues caused by Rodri's absence. Bruno isn't the only target for Manchester City. According to rumors, 3 other players are being monitored by the club's management to bolster the squad. Although their names haven't been disclosed, the focus is on players who can bring balance and fill the gaps in the current team. Guardiola is looking for players with technical quality, consistency, and vision. These traits are essential to regain the competitiveness that has always been a hallmark of City. The challenge is significant, but the club is determined to return to the top. The current state of Manchester City calls for reflection. The string of poor results raises some questions. Who should bear responsibility? Individual errors have been frequent, as seen with Gvardiol's misplaced pass. On the other hand, the lack of tactical stability is also concerning. Additionally, player fatigue, both physical and mental, may be a factor. Last season was intense, with significant achievements, but it seems to have taken its toll. Guardiola has already indicated that the squad is fragile, and this needs to be addressed as soon as possible. The arrival of reinforcements like Bruno Guimarães could mark the start of a necessary renewal. The midfielder has the ideal profile to lead a new phase at City, but will he be available as early as January? Meanwhile, fans are eagerly awaiting news about the club's other targets. Will we see new stars arriving at the Etihad? Or will the focus shift to developing existing talents? The current phase of Manchester City also leads us to reflect on structural issues. The loss of key players, whether due to injuries or the departure of important figures, seems to have profoundly affected the team's dynamics. For example, Rodri, essential for balance in midfield, has been missed both defensively and in the transition to attack. Furthermore, The constant pressure on Pep Guardiola and his players to maintain top-level performance is a challenge in itself. City are not only the reigning Premier League champions but also Champions League holders, and these titles create massive expectations. Fans, the media, and rivals all expect the team to continue dominating, but even the best face tough moments. In the case of the draw against Feyenoord, defensive weaknesses were evident. The marking system, once one of City's strengths, has shown worrying flaws. Individual errors, such as Josko Gvardiol's mistake, are symptomatic of a defense that seems to have lost confidence. Another relevant issue is the role of leaders on the pitch. Players like Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva are typically key figures for the squad, but recent inconsistencies suggest that the team might need new leadership to emerge. De Bruyne, for example, has struggled with physical problems that have kept him out of several important matches. His absence is felt not only because of his technical quality, but also his ability to organize the team during critical moments. The arrival of players like Bruno Guimarães could help alleviate this burden, bringing more balance to the squad. At the same time, Pep Guardiola needs to find ways to motivate the group and reinforce a sense of unity. After all, a team that has achieved so much in recent years cannot let itself be shaken by a poor run of results. While waiting for the transfer windows, Guardiola and his coaching staff must work with what they have. This means rethinking strategies, adjusting player positioning, and rebuilding the team's confidence. One solution could be adopting a more cautious tactical approach, particularly in high-pressure games, to minimize defensive errors. Another possibility is fully exploring the potential of young players already in the squad. Names like Rico Lewis and Cole Palmer could gain more minutes and provide unexpected solutions to the current problems. Additionally, the matches against Juventus, PSG, and Club Brugge will be crucial not only for Champions League qualification, but also to restore the team's morale. A win in one of these clashes could be the turning point City so desperately needs. Although the focus is on Bruno Guimarães, the January transfer market could bring surprises. There is speculation that City are also monitoring other talents in Europe and even South America. Pep Guardiola has a history of betting on young and promising players, shaping them to fit his system. In this sense, it's possible the club is eyeing less well-known athletes with the potential to shine in the future. The challenge will be balancing the need for immediate results with building a team that remains competitive in the long term. This is one reason why the board is planning for 2025 signings, while still keeping an eye on short-term opportunities. No team thrives without its supporters, and in Manchester City's case, the fans have played a crucial role over the years. However, the recent string of poor results has also caused discontent among the supporters. Some believe Guardiola needs to radically change his approach, while others call for patience and unconditional support for the team. This is when the role of the fans becomes even more important. Supporting the team in the stadiums, showing confidence in the players, and demonstrating that City are not alone in this challenging phase. Returning to the topic of Bruno Guimarães, it's worth exploring why he is seen as such an important piece for Manchester City. His performance at Newcastle has been consistent, with impressive numbers in tackles, key passes, and offensive presence. Moreover, Bruno brings something City urgently need, a player capable of organizing the midfield and providing stability in critical moments. His experience in the Premier League means he won't need much time to adapt to the pace of English football, which is a considerable advantage. Another factor that could accelerate his arrival at the Etihad is the potential departure of other midfielders. Rumors suggest that players like Calvin Phillips and even Bernardo Silva might be considering new opportunities, which would create space for Bruno in the squad. We cannot ignore the impact Manchester City's moves could have on their rivals, especially Liverpool, who currently lead the Premier League. Strengthening the squad with high-profile names could completely shift the dynamics of the title race. If Bruno Guimarães does join City, he would not only elevate the midfield, but also force rivals to rethink their strategies. This is because the Brazilian has the potential to decide crucial matches and offer a new dimension to Guardiola's style of play. Fans, Manchester City's situation is delicate, but it's far from irreversible. The board are working behind the scenes, Guardiola continues to search for solutions, and the arrival of reinforcements like Bruno Guimarães could signal the start of a new chapter. Meanwhile, it's up to us, the supporters, to keep backing the team. This is the time to show why we're considered one of the most passionate and dedicated fan bases in the world. Now, we want to hear from you. What are your expectations for Manchester City's future? Who should be signed and what changes would you like to see in the team? Leave your thoughts in the comments. That's all for today, fellow Manchester City supporter. If you've made it this far, thank you for your support and for following our content. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other fans to help grow our community. A big hug, and see you in the next video.